can't see the messages. Hey Marianne, how you doing? Hey Kingdom Gangster, holding steady. Listen. I ain't holding steady. I ain't fighting. I'm just releasing. You know, and this. So when I begin my journey of this awareness, let me call it awareness because many people want to call it enlightenment journey and all this awakening journey. Let me say of awareness of myself. When I became aware, when I begin, hey Miranda, when I began this journey of being aware of myself, I realized that nothing else exists but me, right? When I realized, right, I finished in the gym already. Hey, Miss Caramel. Hey, everyone. Hey, Cara. When I realized, when on this self-awareness journey, I realized there's nothing else out there but myself. And so I begin to stop wondering, worrying, trying to figure out, trying to assume what's going to happen, who's going to happen to, it's going to happen to me. What if I do this? I stopped because this is why many of us are anxious. You know how many people in this world today are anxious? And we think we think it's normal to be anxious because everybody around us is anxious. And everybody talk about anxiety. And everybody talk about anxiety like it's nothing. Everybody talk about anxiety like it's not a big deal. Everybody talks about anxiety because, everybody has it. There's pills for it. I was diagnosed with it. Oh, it's okay. It's just anxiety. My mom had it. My father had it. My siblings have it. My boyfriend and my husband, my wife, my girlfriend, my friends, everybody is anxious. But let me tell you all something. It is not the case. La France, how are we doing? It is not that case. Anxiety is a form of trying to control where your mind goes, and if it's not going the right place, you try to fight it. And when you fight something, you give it more energy, and it overpowers you, and it controls how you feel, think, and act. Gina, how are you doing? It controls everything about you. And so we have to allow things to be now. I was just talking to this young lady just a few minutes ago. Beautiful, smart young lady. And I realized that we all have this issue. Many of us have this issue, right? And this is why we try to control things to go our way. Start with the desire to want to change. So it would be almost impossible to remember, to pay attention to why do you do what you do. Right? Hey, Goddess, how you doing? Hey, Amanda. Yeah. And do you know why we try to control relationships and control what he or she does and control what happens tomorrow and control what happens today? Do you know why we try to control it? We are trying to control it only because of one thing. And when I tell you this thing, you're not going to agree with me because many of us who watch me and watch my videos are grown people. And so this is why you're going to fight and reject what I say, and that's okay. Right? That is perfectly okay. And I want you to reject it, but I want you to think about it. As you reject this, I want you to think about it. Don't reject it yet. Let me explain first, and then please, when I explain it, then if you still want to reject it, that's fine. The reason why we try to hold on, hey Morocco, Starburst, how are you doing? The reason why we try so hard to hold on to people, thank you, Goddess, thank you so much. Trying to hold on to people, things, jobs, and everything else is because we don't know what we are. We are completely lost. And I know you 40 years old, you 50 years old, you 55 years old, you 60, you 40, you 35, and you have come to a conclusion that I know who I am. I know who I am, and I know what I want. How do I close this? Man, people are always sending me this whole stuff. Why do I keep getting them? Jeez. Hey, Donna. And so we always think that we know, I know myself more than I know. Listen, here's the thing, man. We don't know ourselves. What we know is we know ourselves based on what we are relating ourselves to. Understand what I said? We know ourselves based on what we are and what we are relating ourselves to. Listen, if I tell you this right here, hey, I need you to go Walmart, right? Hey, Andron, I want you to go Walmart and buy me something. You know what you're going to ask me? Which Walmart? And I have to explain to you. The Walmart next to the mall. The Walmart next to the shoe store. The Walmart next to such and such. And in relation to the mall, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In relation to the mall, You know what I'm talking about. Oh, Walmart. Okay, I know what you are speaking of. And so many of us, we don't know this right here, but the only way how we think we know ourselves is in relation to our husbands, our wives, girlfriend, boyfriend, job, identity, your color, your race. We only know ourselves based on the way how we relate to what we think that we have known already. And that is not true. And so when that thing becomes questioned, when that person leaves, when that husband goes, when that wife walks away, you completely lost. I'm lost. I am lost. Because you only identify yourself in relation to something else. You only know where Walmart is in relation to the building next to it. You only know what the building is. So when you are by yourself in the desert, when there's nothing around you where you can point a direction to you, you don't know what the hell is going on. When the people in your life has left, when the people have walked away, when your family has left, when everybody, you are lost. Oh my God, what is going on? I don't know anything. Who am I? I need healing. Oh, I need healing. Please, God. Listen, let me tell you this right here. You know what I do sometimes? Let me tell you what I do sometimes. I look up in the sky. And I want you all from time to time to look up in the sky. Learn to look up in the sky. Because you have to get used to the idea that you don't know shit. You have to get used to the idea that you know nothing. And so when I look up in the sky, I realize what is happening up there. I have no clue. I have no clue of what's going on above there, beyond the sky. I don't know what's going on. But you know how much things are happening up there? You know how much things are passing us? You know how much rocks and stuff? You know where we are? Do you know who you are? You know where you exist at? You think that, yeah, I am in Virginia. Hey, I am in the U.S. Do you know where the U.S. is? The U.S. or the Virginia or London or Germany is actually on a piece of rock that you call Earth that's floating around in this universe that you don't know what is going on. That's where you at. But in your own confused, limited mind, you have chosen a place that you think that where you at and you feel comfortable and you feel safe. So whatever it makes you feel safe, right, Miranda? Whatever makes you feel safe is let me accept this. I am in Georgia, I am here, I am safe. No, you're not. You're not safe. You've never been safe. Somebody told you that you were safe. You never been safe. Nothing. The world is trying to get rid of you. The earth hates you. The earth is causing all type of destruction towards you. It's bringing you age and diseases. And so you think you're safe because the problem is, hey, beauty. The problem is the only way you can feel secure. Now let me tell you this right here. Number one, what I do is understand. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And since I don't know anything, who I am is irrelevant. Everybody think that they know themselves. I don't know myself. You know how many people tell me every day, I know myself? Know what? You don't know yourself. You know things that you have done. You know things that you have seen. But do you know yourself? No, you are just the one seeing them. Just because you are the one seeing it doesn't mean that you know what you are coming from. Just because you're the one seeing it, tasting it, you think that you know the one we don't know. Thank you, Morocco. We don't know what we are. And so we have anxiety because we are trying to figure out something. We are trying to figure out something. We are trying to figure this out and figure this out and figure this out. And knowing that ain't shit that you try to figure out will change you. The only one thing that you need to learn is you. The only one thing that you need to learn is you. If you know you, everything else will make sense. I told me and my son, my whole 11-year-old son, he just turned 11 this month. Me and my son had this talk last week after he read the books that he was supposed to read. He read a couple chapters. The monk who sold his Ferrari. I said, son, do you think you know who you are? My son is 11. He said, yes. I said, no, you don't. And don't try to know who you are. It's not your job to know who you are. You didn't make you. You didn't create yourself. It is not important for you to know who you are. He said, but what do you mean? I said, because who you are will always change based on what you experience, what you see, what you taste, so don't try to hold on to who you are. And a lot of times when you think you know who you are, you have all these damn principles. And these principles will F you up. These principles that you think is true will F you up because behind those principles, some things are not just black and white. Some things are gray. Some things are blue. Some things are yellow. But the principle makes it black and white. What is the principle? And it's not always the case. You know this. I know this. But you're not supposed to know who you are because you didn't make yourself. You don't exist by yourself here. So to know who you are, what different listen. Meaning, don't find a specific identity. Don't try to find a specific identity. If you don't try to find a specific identity, then you learn to experience all things. If you think you know who you are and you find a specific identity, then you're going to be limited because based on this don't match my identity. I'm a vegan. I don't eat. I'm this. I don't that. I'm a Christian. I don't this. I'm a Democrat. I don't. And then we give ourselves all this damn limits. And so now we walk in this this narrow ass path. And in this narrow ass path, all this anxiety. Let me tell you this. You know what I learned? I've learned to be open. Whatever happens, if I'm open, I can get out of it. I've learned to be open. Yeah, Ty, I've learned to be open. Whatever happens, who cares? If you're worried about how it happens and when it happens and what's going to happen when it happens, you're going to always be anxious. When you just understand that if you decide to do something, you just do it. I was just talking to my beautiful friend, Marsha. I said, Marsha, if you want to do something, just do it. You don't have to wonder what's going to happen, how they're going to be, what they're going to say, because it doesn't matter. Just do it if you're going to do it. And that takes away so much that mental chatter. That takes away so much mental chatter. It removes so much mental chatter that you would actually sleep. If you can just do it, just do it. If you're going to just do it, just do the damn thing. There's no, I wonder if, what if it happens, you have to trust yourself that you are capable of figuring it out. I had to learn that I have to be capable because you know why? In the moment is when you are your most powerful source. In the moment. You can overthink it. You can feel it. You can overfeel it. You can visualize. In the moment is when you are actually doing what you are doing. In the moment, what comes naturally is who you are. And so in the moment when you do something and something comes up, hey, okay. Let me turn left. Let me turn right. This is how you will learn this. You know, somebody said, but Kirk, I'm lost. He said, Kirk, I am so lost. I said, that's the best thing to be. I said, that's the best thing to be. She said, what do you mean? I said, being lost is a miracle. Being lost is the best place to live. Why do you want to know? Why do you want to know what you're doing, where it is, who he is, what? Why must you know? When you are not lost, when you know where you are at, you don't see nothing. Do you notice that? When you know for a fact that you know where you are, you don't see nothing because there's no focus on anything else. You don't give awareness. You don't pay attention to nothing. You just know where. As a matter of fact, when you know where you're at, you're not paying attention. You in your head finding some shit. Somebody said when a man is hungry, he has one desire. When a man is full, he has 100 desires. When a man is hungry, he has one desire. When a man becomes full, when his belly is full, he has 100. You know why? When you know where you're at, you have no desires. All you have is a bunch of thoughts and feelings and something else to suffer and something else and what if this don't happen. If you're hungry, you only have one desire, to eat. Somebody leave you, you don't care. Somebody stop talking to you, you don't care. You stump your toe, you don't care. If you're hungry, somebody driving and cut you off in traffic, you don't care. Somebody tell you ain't shit, you don't care. Somebody laugh at you, you don't care because you're hungry. It's not right now important. See, when you're hungry, you only have one desire. When you're hungry, I don't care what's happening, you only have one desire. To eat. It's when your belly is full, when you are too damn privileged, when you have time. It's when you do all this other shit by worrying and stressing about this and being petty and worried about if I like you. If you're hungry, do you care if I like you? Think about it. Keep them hungry. I'm telling you. Hey, William, how you doing? Where does being anxious come from? Do you know? Being anxious comes from a place of trying to control or fighting your thoughts, trying to control the image in your mind. Being anxious comes from a place of when something, a memory comes, is a memory, is a strong memory. And based on how your response was the first time, is how you perceive that memory. If the response for the first time was strong, you perceive it as strong, and you begin to fight. So when the memory comes, you begin to fight it. You begin to, because it's a very uncomfortable place. You begin to fight it. You begin to resist it. And when you begin to resist it, what happens? You begin to fight against yourself because the memory is not real. It's just a memory. Right? And again, fear. And it's because you're afraid of what's going to happen. Let me tell you this right here. Check this out. I was saying before, when you are lost, have you ever taken a detour before? Have you ever taken a detour? Hey, Erica. Have you ever taken a detour when the road is closed and the next road open? You notice that you begin to see everything? Captain Pops, what's good? You notice that when you are lost or when you are in the middle of this detour, you see everything? You see that you're out of your head and you begin to see everything? You begin to find, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Oh my God, look at that building. Wow, did you see this before? You begin to see everything. But if you are not lost, you stay in the same place, doing the same crap with the same people. And when people trying to leave, you force them to stay. When things trying to leave, because it's your comfort zone. Being lost is the only true thing. That's what everybody is afraid of. Hey, Miss Erica, how are you doing? Being lost is what you should be in, but nobody wants to be lost because the wilderness is very scary. Let me tell you all something, right? You have the choice. Everybody want to overthink, everybody want to fight, everybody want to struggle, everybody want to suffer. Just let things be. If you let things be, you ain't got to suffer. Seriously. The goal is the process. And the goal is to learn as a process. And the goal is to learn to process. Because the processor is just ones who process. And all you can process is what the senses give you. You can process what you see, process what you hear. You are the processor. A processor has no identity. It's just processes. But some of you think that you know who you are, and this is where we fail. I have learned to remove who I think I am from this damn planet. Because it's not true. Somebody told you who you are. Somebody told you that mess, and it's not true. Do you know when the Bible was speaking about the first rule of circumcision? You know what circumcised mean, to be circumcised? The Jews and the Gentile. I ain't talking about the pee-pee. I'm talking about the reality. Circumcision is and when I tell you this, it's going to sound crazy, but I want you to stay with me for a second. Circumcision is actually removing the foreskin off of your mind. That's what circumcision was. You see, when God spoke about circumcision, he wasn't talking about your pee-pee. He's saying remove the foreskin from your eye. Remove the foreskin from your eye, from your mind, peel it back and see oneness. You have to see oneness. It means to peel back the foreskin from your brain so that you won't be limited. That you won't have, I'm black, you're white. I'm big, you're small. I'm skinny, you're fat. It says to peel back the foreskin so what you see is just oneness. If you can do that, then we're going to see we all are one. That's what circumcision is. And this is why the Bible is talking about, you are talking about the penises. Who cares about your penis? I mean, seriously. Who cares about your little pee-pee? So the men are circumcised. What are the women? They have no foreskin to remove. Peeling back your foreskin of your mind to remove your identity. You're not a Jew or a Gentile anymore. That's what it means. You are not a Jew. You are not a Gentile. You are not poor. You are not rich. You are not smart. You are just aware of yourself, and your reflection is right there. That's what it means to be circumcised. It means stop comparing yourself to the next person because you misunderstand them. That's what circumcision really is. There is no Jew or Gentile. You know what that means? It means there is no him or you. It's just one. We are one of the same. Y'all never knew that? That's what it means. That's all it means. And so when I look at myself, today I was talking to my great friend Erica. And I said, Erica, I look at you and I see me. What else do I want to see? What else do I care to see? If I see you, I can understand you. If I see me, I can understand you. If I see me, I can have compassion. If I see me, I could have empathy. If I see me, I could understand where you're coming from. I don't really care. Let me see me. Let me see me. You say, I saw your lives a year ago. You changed the way I think. Therefore, you changed my life, and it is for the better. I really love my life now. Thanks so much. I'm on my own lovely journey. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Let me give you a hand right there. See right there? That right there is so amazing, man. That right there, I appreciate you for saying that because I'm happy for you. That's a blessing. Sometimes it's good to know that the things that you have said have touched somebody's life. My mom was just texting me. My mom called me today. Oh, yesterday evening. I was in the gym. She said, "Boy," because my mom wanted me to be a pastor. She wanted me to be a preacher. She said, "Kirk, come back to the church." I said, "Why?" She called you too. She said, "I want you." Boy. He said, "I watched your video." And my mom is deep in Christianity. And my mom said, "Boy, I don't know where you get these information from." She said, "I was telling my husband, I was asking, where do you think he get this from?" And she said, "My husband said, he must get it from God." She said, "I don't know where he get this information from because this is not regular information." She said this. And when if my mom says this, I'm like, damn. I said, "Really?" She said, "Boy, I don't know where you get these things from." She said, "You want to come back?" She said, "You could come back to reach the kids in the church." I said, "No, I don't want to come back to that church. That church is different." I said, not that church. That church is different. Some people have their mind and their people. I mean, for real. Their people. But she called and woke me up telling me this in the early morning. I was like, oh my God. Hey, by the way, that's my sister right there, Erica. That's my blood sister. But we have to learn, man, to pull the foreskin back. Stop trying to see you as this and see them as this. See them, see you. And if you see you, you can understand them better. But if if you only see them and you don't see you, you don't know anything. I learned, if I know myself, listen, I tell my son the other day, I said, "Son, let me ask you a question, right? If I tell you to close your eyes," I said, "if you close your eyes and I give you an apple, how would you know that it's an apple?" He said, "Because I know what apple tastes like." I said, "Good." I said, if you close your eyes and I give you a banana, do you know the difference between a banana and an apple? He said, "Yes." I said, "That is life. All you have to do is learn how to experience life. And once you experience life, you know what it feels like, tastes like. And so you don't have to know you to feel it. You don't have to know who I am to know what I've been. If I know the experiences, and if I know who I am, if I know who I am, I know what the banana is. If I know who I am, I know what the orange is. If I know what I am, I know when the shift is. If I know who I am, hey, Miss Henny, if I know what I am, right? If I know what I am, but not identity. If I'm open, if I know what I am, I know all things. If I don't know who I am, I try to figure everything out. And when I can't figure it out, I become anxious. I become scared. I become panic. Right? If I can't figure that out, Kirk, how do you learn? How do you figure a man out? You can't figure yourself out. How do you figure a woman out? You can't figure yourself out. But how do you know? How do you figure this problem? This problem don't need to be figured out. You figure yourself out. The problem will solve itself. I think everybody trying to fight and figure out the problem. Let me tell you this right here. Let me tell you this. This life, and this is something that I practice, and I say this all the time. The one thing about life is only reflecting your thoughts and your feelings. That's all life is reflecting. It's not who you are, it's just reflecting where you're at. You can only reflect where you're at. Well, that one thing about life is not showing you who you are. It's showing you where you're at in your thoughts and your feelings. Do you understand that? And so many times we confuse that and say, well, this is just who I am. It's not who you are. It's just where you're at in this moment. Because when you shift your perspective and you shift your energy and you shift your thoughts and you shift your feelings, the outside shift. So is it based on who you are or where you're at? It's where you are at. Who you are is irrelevant. Again, who you are. God, life, the devil, energy is not a respecter of person. Nobody cares who you are or who you think you are, because who you think you are is based on your ego. If you shift one thing, everything shifts. I promise you. And so when you talk about wealth and health and all these things, the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. Miranda, do you know the verse? Can you post the verse? Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Right? Seek ye first how does that verse go? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all its righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Right? And all these things shall be added unto you. All these things. And that's one of my favorite scripture. Because when I understood that scripture, seek ye first the kingdom of God. But seek ye first the kingdom and its righteousness, and all these things, shall be added unto you. And then it also says, the kingdom of heaven is within thy midst. First, seek ye first the kingdom. But let me tell you what the kingdom is. The kingdom is within thy midst. That's what it says. It says, seek ye first the kingdom, but I'm going to tell you what the kingdom is. It says, the kingdom of heaven is within thy midst. It says, some will say, there it is, and there it go, but don't believe it. It's within thy midst. Nobody can teach you and show you where it is. It's within you. It's within you. And so since it's within you, you seek you. You learn you. You figure you. You understand you. You only know you. You only want to know you. Right. And because if you know you, it says, and all these things shall be added unto you. It means because of the inside, I attract the outside. That's what it means. That's what it means. It means if I seek the kingdom, you see, it's not you. It's not your identity. It is not, you see, you have to understand, it is not your identity. It's the identity of the energy that you believe in. What do you call it? The deity, the belief, the Christ, the God, the Buddha, whatever you ingest, you will express. And so if I seek ye first the kingdom of God, if I seek myself, because the kingdom of God is within my midst, if I learn my deepest part, then I don't have to know what happens next. It's not my business. People ask me, Kirk, what happened in the government? That's not my business. What's going to happen is going to happen. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Ain't you worried? Worried about what? What am I worried about? What am I scared for? Seek ye first the kingdom, and all these things shall be added unto you. Did you not see the breakdown of the foreskin? I didn't. But that's what it means. Learn who you are. If you learn who you are, sometimes you have to understand the reason why we get so afraid. I was talking to this young lady today, this beautiful young lady, and she told me, a young lady, and she said, Kirk, and this is something that I want to tell you guys because I think you need to learn this. She said, Kirk, every time he leaves, I get worried or I get anxious. I said, why? She said, because I don't know what he's doing. And he might be doing something. I said, well, does no one make it different? Does no one make it better? Does no one bring understanding? Does no one make you feel? If no one makes you feel better, if no one makes you feel less anxious, then try to stop knowing things. Stop trying to know things. Knowing things don't change anything. Knowing things give you a safety net. But you have to understand, you don't know anything. You know what makes you feel safe. You know, being safe, feeling safe is your business. Feeling safe, is in your control. Many of us don't feel safe because, and I said, when you feel scared and anxious when he leaves, that's how we start attachment, because you don't know who you are without him. You don't know who you are without relation to him. Only when you bring him in the picture, you can see you. When you remove him, you lost. You completely lost. I said, you have to learn you. And this is for anybody experiencing codependency. You want to stop being codependent? This is for everybody who is, because the reason why we get anxious of those men and those women is because you don't really know you. Because if you find you and you seek ye first the kingdom, then you people gonna come and go. Because you don't know anything. And so you identify your presence with someone else. See, anytime you identify your being, your presence, your energy, your life with someone else, it always causes anxiety. Because if it moves, God knows I'm panicked. Because if it moves, I move. If it leaves, it takes me with it. If it suffer, I suffer. If it's angry, I'm bitter. And so it's control. And so many of us, we spend our life controlling everything. What our family does, what our kids do, what our wife and husband do, what our boyfriend and girlfriends do, what our parents do, whatever our strangers do, whatever the traffic does, whatever the president does, whatever this does. We're trying to control everything so we can feel safe. We can feel safe. Because if we're not feeling safe, we become anxious. And we be anxious because we don't know who we are. Listen, stop trying to control things and be confident within you. Be self-aware. So that you ain't got to fight this. You ain't got to be anxious and scared. And so I said, baby girl, you have to learn who you are. You have to figure out who you are. I was talking to my beautiful friend today. And she said, Kirk, I don't want to do this. Because what if I do it? Should I do it? Should I not do it? But what if I do it? But what if I don't? I said, you are going too far. You're doing too much. I said, just do it. Whatever happens, happens. And if the bad outcome, okay, do something different. If the outcome happens that you don't want, it means that you chose something, but it wasn't the best option. It means to try a different thing. Try a different way. Try it again differently. And that answer might come. The consequence or the thing might come better for you next time. But I think a lot of times we choose something, the outcome we don't like, and we call it a mistake. It was never a mistake. You just chose. If you understand, if I choose this and this happened, it doesn't make it a mistake. You chose it consciously. You chose it with your thoughts, and you felt it, and you did it. It's not by mistakes. It's not, but you did it. And if you understand this, and you learn to be free, and you stop being scared, you will make decisions just like this. Some of us taking years to make one decision. Why? Because you're afraid. Because a person who is miserable, every decision that you make will bring misery. Do you know that? A person who is miserable, every decision that you make will bring more misery. So you know what you do? You take forever to decide. You overthink and you worry and you stress. Well, what if? Well, what if? Because you're miserable. Because if something goes wrong, it adds to your miserable life. A person who is completely open or completely happy, no matter what you do, it brings happiness. Even if it's the wrong thing, the wrong outcome, you're like, yeah, look at me. I'm going to do it anyways. If it is the wrong outcome, you're like, yeah, okay, all right. I see you. I see you. Yeah. All right, now, how do we fix this? All right. That's what happens. That's all. So in your life, you have to see how much fear you are holding on to because you're afraid to be wrong. If you're afraid to be wrong, don't live here. If you're afraid to be wrong, don't live here. If you're afraid to go the wrong way, don't live here. You're in the wrong world. Because it's the only way if you're afraid to be wrong because you got to beat yourself up because your parents beat you up because you was wrong and you continue their punishment to you, don't be here. If you're afraid to be wrong because your father or your mother or your teacher made you feel ashamed to be wrong, cut it off. It's done. It's done. Leave it alone. Your mother ain't here anymore. You left your mother. Now you cleave to your new reality, your new identity, your new thoughts. You have to cleave to your thoughts and new feelings. You have to cleave to your new reality. Why are you still cleaving to your mom's idea? Why are you cleaving to your daddy's idea? Your daddy's abuse, your mommy. Why are you still cleaving to that? Cut them off. They ain't there no more. They're gone. Why are you still carrying them in your spirit? Beating yourself up. Adding more suffering to your own life. You added more pain and suffering to your own life because you're hearing their voice. Many of you don't hear your own voice. You hear their voice. You don't hear your own voice. Imagine if you talking to yourself. Would you be so mean to yourself? Think about it. Would you be so mean to yourself? Would you be so impatient with yourself? Think about it. That's not even in your nature. When you talk to your kids, you have patience, you have love, don't you? You're dealing with people and strangers, people at work, you have patience and you have love. You're dealing with yourself, the patience disappear. Do you notice that? It's because you are domesticated to hear their voice. You're still speaking from your mother's perspective. From your abuser's perspective. You're still hearing that you're ugly, that you fat, that you ain't gonna be nothing because you're listening to the wrong voice. You're listening to the wrong people. Because that voice, the thing that I don't like about that voice is because you hear it in your own damn voice. And I think it makes you confused that it's you talking. It ain't you talking because you don't talk like that. Hey, Ninas, come on now. I mean, somebody say amen, man. I mean, come on. Come on. Like, damn, that's deep. I gotta write this one down. That's not how you talk. Think about it. That's not how you talk to your friends. It ain't how you talk to your family. It's not how you talk to your kids, is it? That's not how you talk to your kids. This is not how you talk to your loved one. It is not. And I know for a fact it's not how you talk to your loved ones. But when you come to yourself, you just switch up on yourself because it's not your voice. It's somebody whose voice sounds like yours. Your voice, you are hearing them in your voice because you expect them. That's what my mother would say. And so let me become a perfectionist. You know what? Let me become a perfectionist. It's not enough. It's not because that's what she told you. It's not enough. It is not enough. You did it wrong. And even picking a damn partner, that's him? That ain't gonna be. And so you overthink because you're not hearing your own voice. Learn to separate your voice. You know your voice. That's your mother's voice. That's your mother's voice who was always over you. You know, the other day I was talking to my wife. And my wife was frustrated because she came from work. She had a bad day. And she was helping my daughter with her homework. And I see something. And my wife was frustrated. But in my wife's frustration, my daughter, my 7-year-old who was doing her homework, every time she answered a question, the voice got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Then she began to whisper. I said, Jasmine, you just stole her voice. You took her voice from her. That is not a good thing. You took her voice. Her voice disappeared. And as soon as I said that, my daughter just started crying. I said, you took her voice. Don't ever do that. That means you took her energy. That means you took her identity. You took who she thinks she was. You took her confidence. You took her life. You know, we take lives every day. We don't even realize that. I said, don't do it again. Pay attention. When you overpower somebody and they become soft and quiet and scared, you took from them what is not yours. What is not yours. You took from them what's theirs. And we have to understand what we are doing in this scheme. And we quick to call people narcissists. We don't even know that we do it too. And we do it. We don't know that we are doing because it's something that we were taught. You know how often we take people's voice? We take their life. You take somebody. You remember when somebody took your voice? Have you ever been in an abusive relationship where your voice was taken? How did you feel? Don't take a child's voice. And I'm still learning this too. Don't take a child's voice. A child's voice is the most innocent. When I heard my daughter's voice, it hit. I said, shit, her voice is gone. Her voice is gone. So I had to tell my wife, hey, baby, go take a break. I'll do the rest. Go upstairs and relax. I'll do the rest. Because you just took a voice. You took what the only thing she owns in this world, her voice. She has nothing yet. I don't want to control how you feel. I can see what you say, Miranda, definitely. I said, but give her back her voice. I'm trying to give you back your voice. You have to learn what's your voice from what's society's voice. Bro, what's the best book ever written? To who? A cook? If it's a cook, if somebody who loves to cook, it's a cookbook. Somebody who likes to sing is a singing book. Somebody who likes, it's not the Bible. It's whatever you love. If you're in a desert and somebody offer you water or God, who you took? Somebody might say God, but it's water that you will take. There's no best book written. It depends on what you want in that moment. We got to stop just saying these things just to say these things. We got to stop saying things. If somebody, have you ever enjoyed cooking? Would you read more of a cookbook or the Bible? More. Probably a cookbook. I mean, seriously. I mean, seriously. So it depends on the person who's talking in that moment. Hell, to a pornography, to a porn addict, it's a pornography book. Shoot. They can't put it down. They can't stop. It really depends. I'm just saying though. But listen though. You have to find your voice. The reason why we panic so quickly, right? The reason why we panic so quickly. We panic so because you know why? There's no right or wrong answer. I think we look for the right and wrong answer for so long. I have lived my last 10 years trying to avoid the fact that there's a wrong and a right way. There is just a way. And just because your emotion feels one way and your feelings took it another way, it's just good, Nikia, I'm glad. Just because you think or you was taught this from your mom or your dad, you think it's the right way. Many of us, we don't understand that there's two ways there is a way how knowledge is taken. And knowledge can be taken bad or good. It's not always. That's why we need to understand that we do have control over others' feelings. We steal their voices when we do or say things that hurt them. It's true. It's true. What's up, JP? We have to be careful about... Oh, shoot. I just lost my train of thought reading that one. What the hell was I saying? But let me go back into this right here. Indeed. Is what they need. Is what the person needs. We all need different things. But let me tell you this right here. I was reading, I was studying. Have you all ever read that book called, is it the Psychology of Money or the Science of Money? The Psychology of Being Rich. The Science of, which book is it? I was reading it last night. The Psychology of, anyways, here's the thing that we don't understand. This entire universe goes off of you. This entire universe goes off of you. Is it the Philosophy of Money? I don't know. Well, it's not that one. The entire universe goes off of you. You are that important that the universe goes off of your thoughts and your feelings. The entire universe reacts on your thoughts and your feelings. The Science of Getting Rich. I think that's the one right there. The Science of Getting Rich. I think that's the one. But let me not talk about that one right now because I don't want to confuse people. Into words. Thank you, Rosalind. This universe reacts off of your thoughts. Do you know how powerful that is? You know how powerful you are when the universe reacts off of your thoughts? Do you know how powerful you are? when the universe reacts on your feelings. You know how powerful, if you give it a feeling, it gives you back the same reality that matches the feeling. And many of us are caught up in the way how we are reacting right now because we assume that what the universe is giving us is not our fault. So we react in a way that matches what we get. And that's the wrongest way to look at it. Because it's not real, because what we have to know, we have to learn that what we are reacting from is a seed that was planted years ago that's just covering us now, and it has a shade, and we are in that shade. When shit happens, it's that shade. And when the shade comes, we react because of what happens in the shade. But the tree was planted years ago with how you thought, with how you felt, with how you did, with the thing that, with the assumption of who you are and your identity. That shit was planted years ago. And now the tree is growing and it's dropping leaves and it's dropping all this branches on your house. And you are reacting from that, but you're not reacting from the branches. You are reacting from the seed that was planted 20 years ago when you first encountered it. That's what you're reacting from. But now when the branch fell on your house, you have a new reaction, and that new reaction plants a new seed, and that begins to grow. So you will always, through your life, you will always face all seed that you planted. Now you have a forest in your backyard. Your backyard. Your backyard. You have a forest. See how his head just grow a bunch of hair easily? It's a forest in your head. It's a whole entire forest on your head. Listen, it's a whole forest on your head now. But you know when my hair started to grow? Years ago. This length is just what it has become. So now you are reacting from the things that you see and thinking that that's what you are reacting to. You are not reacting from this. You are reacting from 10 years ago. Doesn't that make sense? It's a dense forest. Doesn't that make sense? And so you feel stuck. Every time I change, every time I try, I don't know what to do. Every time something happens, of course, something's not going to stop. Something's going to always happen. Hey, Mercedes, something will always happen. Something will always, because the trees are still there. The trees just don't die. There's no forest fire. They are still there. So when you're trying to do right, the trees are still there. Tall as hell. Excuse me. The trees are still tall as hell. Dropping limbs and dropping fruits all on your house, especially fruits. We plant fruit trees. So when things happen, one of the biggest lessons is to learn to be still. When the limbs drop, well, that's not now. That was planted 10 years ago. I can't react to that now because it's too late. Let me just be still. Do you understand that? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, y'all? When the limb of the tree dropped, the tree was planted. You can't fight the tree. Have you ever got mad because the tree in your backyard just lost all its damn leaf? And every day you're raking up the leaf and you're getting pissed off. Hey, Jamisha, you're getting pissed off and you're getting angry and you gotta keep raking and you keep raking. It doesn't matter how much you get mad. The leaves are gonna fall regardless. True or false? The tree does fall. It drops seed and it hits the ground. Indeed. No matter how much you get mad, don't the leaves still fall? You can just be mad. You could be mad and shoving them up, or you can just be free and shoving them up. You can be mad and raking it, or you can be peaceful raking it. It's up to you. Many of you can't be peaceful. One thing about this universe reacts on how you feel and think. Let me tell you this right here. I have done some research in this past 10 years. I think I became a master using my mind. I mean, I'm not saying that very lightly. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? I'm not saying this just to say it. I think I've become a master with my mind. And becoming a master with my mind, I realize that, Kirk, who are you? When people, Kirk, who are you? I don't know. No idea. You don't know who you are? No. I don't want to know who I am. Why am I obsessed with knowing who I am? Who I am is so irrelevant. Who I am here is so irrelevant. Can I just be? Can I just be? We say who we are. Do you notice that your identity changes every single minute? You know how many times you say you are, I'm okay, I'm sad, I'm angry, but yet you expect confusion not to settle in? How many times do you say, I am not too good, I am not well, I am good, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm pissed? Which one are you? And then you don't understand why. What's up, D's? You don't understand why your life is chaotic and it's confusion and it's just a bunch of it's a left, right, all these things happening because you keep saying who you are, and the universe reacts on who your identity is at that moment. I can't stand him, I'm her, I'm stinky, I'm dirty. You know how much times you say who you are? Which one are you? How would you find wisdom? Is it from God, Holy Spirit, or from man? You can now. And when ye in heaven, nothing dies. It's life regenerated and ongoing. How do you find wisdom? You don't find wisdom. You experience life. Experience will give you wisdom. It sounds good to say God gives you wisdom. I mean, it sounds good. I mean, let me just say this. It sounds really good to say God gives you wisdom and all this stuff. Wisdom comes from you learning how to apply each information and looking at see the result of the information, looking and see the result of your application. And when you see the result of your application, you learn something. Wisdom don't. It sounds good. Wisdom come from God. It sounds so good. I mean, all these things be sounding good. All these things be sounding so good when you bring God into it. But a lot of times we bring God into it. What's up, Rookie? We bring God into it because we don't know. And if you don't know, you bring God into it. What's the better thing to do when you don't know? You say God did it. It's because of God. What's the best way to put God? How's the best way to use God? God will provide. No. Why don't you provide? Why don't you go to work? Learn how to talk to people to get a job. What's up, Clyde? How we doing, brother? I'm telling you. Why don't you learn how to set your peace? God grant me peace. Can God grant you peace? If God grant you peace, you probably will suffer even more than anything else. Grant you peace. You have a choice to be peace. God give me a man. You have a choice. Come say hi, but you can't stay, okay? How was school today? Talk normal. Say hi to people. Hi. Can you talk normal? Hi. Say hi. Hi. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them how they're doing. Yeah, talk normal. I am. Huh? I am. Yeah. I missed you. And I didn't go to jail. All right. So go ahead and get a snack, okay? Okay. And then I'll be up there soon. And close the door, okay? I'll be up there soon, okay? Love you. Close the door. They say her mom's twin. Oh, Erica, you still there, huh? I forgot what I was saying. She just came from school, so usually when she comes from school, I go and lay on the couch with her and we watch TV until her mom comes and her mom do her homework with her. I don't do her homework, her mom does. That's their bonding time. I don't do homework with her. I only lay with her. Thank you, Jamisha. Ah, gosh. Thank you, Mercedes. Yeah, God will provide what you provide. I think we are so, we bring God into our lives. Again, it's a beautiful thing. But we have to understand God is not always poverty. It's not always tired. It's not always drained. It's not always poor. It's not always drunk. It's not always on drugs. It's not always misery. Why can't we relate God to success and life and flow and abundance? And why can't we use God in those terms? Why we have to only use God will provide? Why is it always people who are using? Why can't we learn? You see, because our people always put honor in suffering. We have tied honor into suffering. We have this way, this ability, this amazing ability to always tie up honor and suffering together. And so the more we suffer, there's honor in poverty. There is honor in being sick and always asking God to help. And then there are people who are healed and completely, perfectly fine. That's how we were trained growing up. Exactly. We're brainwashed. That's exactly what it is. We're brainwashed. Hey, Judy, how you doing, girl? There's no honor in these things. But it's crazy, man. It is so crazy. It is so crazy. Now, I have a friend. I'm not going to call her name. I have a friend who I'm not going to call her name. And this friend knows exactly, I'm going to talk about her right now. Ring, ring, ring. I have this friend. This friend is a little sick. She's a little sick. Struggling with something. Right? She's struggling with something. And this beautiful friend that I have always introduces herself as somebody who is struggling with something. And I try telling my friend, don't introduce yourself as such. You are struggling with the idea that you are healthy. You're not struggling with the disease. You are struggling with you are struggling with the idea that you are healthy because it's hard to believe. Because everybody around you reflects sickness. You are used to seeing sickness in your family. You know, whatever language you picked up in the past, whatever language you picked up is what your family spoke, what your neighbors spoke, what your friends spoke, what everybody spoke. And so we pick this up and we think that, well, is inevitable, right? You know how we say is inevitable? You know how many things we think is inevitable and it's not? It's just that we pick up these conversations and these thoughts and these feelings and then we expect. And so when we say things like, I am sick, you know why I don't get sick? I can tell you why I don't get sick. I don't get sick because I don't resist being sick, but it doesn't exist in my reality. I don't think about it. I don't feel it. I don't fear it. I don't have any feelings towards it. I don't have any anger towards it. I don't have a picture on it. You know what? I have a picture. Hey Lisa, you know what? You know what my picture is? Is of health. Hey FH, how you doing? My picture is about health. My picture is about wealth and abundance. I don't have no poverty picture in my mind. I don't have no drought, no famine. I don't have that picture. You see, the pictures that we draw, the pictures that we draw is the things that we relate to. The pictures that we draw in our minds is what we begin to relate to. And so when you look at yourself, if you're drawing pictures of diseases, poverty, and all these things, since those are our pictures that we refer to, that's what happens. Hey, Debbie. And so therefore, we find ourselves just staying sick, being this, being weak, being this, being that. And you have to understand, you have to change your relationship with these things. You know, many of us have relationship problems. And it's not about your man or your woman. You have the way how you relate to stuff is toxic. Now, I'm just talking in general now. I ain't talking about my friend anymore. I'm not talking about my friend. But we have a way how to relate to health and diseases. Thank you, Miranda. We have a way how we relate to finances. We relate to finance. Some of us relate to finances in ways where we don't understand. Every time we think about finances, you get anxious. Every time you mention money, it's uncomfortable. You know why? Because you see, like that person that you don't like. That person that you don't like. Every time you relate to that person or you think about that person, some feeling comes. Seriously. Yeah, Judy. Yeah, Julie. Some feeling comes, some resistance comes because the way how you relate to that person is toxic. The thing itself is not toxic. The person itself is not toxic. I told my great friend, I said, you know, the problem, and I told her this like two years ago. I said, baby girl, the reason why you always struggle with this thing is because you enjoy the struggle. The struggle is nice. Unless you want to come up. If you want to come up, you know who I'm talking about. That one person. Send the, send the thingy. But I said the reason why you struggle is because you love the struggle. She's like, I hate the struggle. I said, no. You love the struggle. That's why you struggle. That's why you keep struggling. Because if I don't struggle. I don't like struggling, so I don't struggle. I hate struggling, so I don't.
Let me see if I get the video on.
Thank you, William. Thank you, William
I know
Lynn.
people nosy. They be like, let me see. Okay, I'm bald now. Can I take out my glasses so I can look like real people?
And listen,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm going to talk to you, because if you come up here, that means I can talk to you, right?
Yeah, for sure, coach.
I can be honest.
Yeah, coach. You can be honest. I'm gonna be honest. You know how we do. I'm gonna be honest too. So, yeah, I know you were talking about me too. I know you were talking about me.
This is my.
I know you were talking about me.
This
For
is
those
my.
of you guys, I dare you to ask me why my ball. I dare you to ask me why I'm ball.
Because she's ready to tell you. She ready to tell you that she's sick.
I dare you to ask me why I'm ball.
She's ready to tell you that she is sick.
So I'm not gonna say, Coach, you're right. I don't say I'm sick. What I say is I'm navigating living with incurable cancer. So I don't say I have cancer, but I do say I navigate life with cancer because that's what I'm doing. And I dare you to ask me why my forehead's brown because I did brain radiation. Okay, don't. I dare you. You know what, though? Coach? So this is a side note, Coach. But today, I went to the doctor. I went to the eye doctor because my eyes have been bad, and they made me pay my copay. And I could have sworn he was going to fix me. I was like, okay, my eyes are going to come back. And he was like, come back in 2 weeks. I was like, bro, like, what are we doing?
Because the truth is,
yeah.
So
talk to me.
Every time you go live, there's something that I hate to hear you say. I hate it. I really hate it. I told you this many times. I say, stop saying you have incurable cancer.
This is true. You just said that.
Stop saying that you're dealing with it. You have it. You might have it. That it might. Stop saying those things because you don't understand the way how you say it. It doesn't matter if you say I don't have it or I do have it. The mind has a picture of cancer.
Big facts.
So if I say I don't, if I'm saying I don't have cancer, I'm beginning to draw a picture of cancer in my mind. My mind sees cancer. My mind begins to resist cancer. When my mind begins to resist cancer, cancer is being called. Hey, come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come here. I called you to me. You are, come here. I don't like you, but come here. Because you notice that it's the people that you don't like is the ones you see every day.
Big facts, man. You'd be like, bro,
right?
What's going on?
Because you're trying to resist them. Everybody.
So girl Diamond says you're still claiming it. You are absolutely right. Look, I'm do better. I'm gonna fix me, okay? I'm a work in progress.
No, she's not gonna fix her because you know how long I've been telling her the same thing?
Yeah, for like 2 years now. 2-3 years now, Coach.
And you still doing it. And you are addicted to it.
I'm gonna work on it. But you know what? Drama sells though.
Drama don't sell. Drama don't sell.
Okay.
Drama sells, but it makes you sick. It sells, but money, it makes you, it might give, you know what? To be honest, drama gives people attention.
That part.
But the attention stops when the drama stops.
That part. Can you remember I told you, Coach, like there was one point where I had like 20, like something like 20 or 30 subscribers. And it was like in the heat of like my marriage falling apart on TikTok. And then when you guys realize, again, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but when you guys realized that I wasn't like broken, it was like, oh, this bitch ain't broken.
Yeah.
You good.
And they vanished.
Then my subscribers went down. And I'm like, for me, I want people around me who really want to be here. Like people like Coach, because he's right. Like he was talking about his good friend. There are many days where I was in my closet and he's like, you like this shit? I was like, no. But when you really think back at it, I was so boring that all of the stuff that I was getting from Mitch, it was like, I might like this. I might actually like this. Like this is giving me a little oomph. It's giving me a little oomph. Like, I didn't want it. I didn't want it. And then he got to a point where he said, look, you need to start thinking about your life the way you want it. So that's what I started doing. And then I essentially divorced on the grounds of adultery. I got sole custody of my children. But he's right when it comes to this whole cancer thing.
But like, what did I tell you when the problem would be gone? What did I tell you when
you said if the problem went, it wasn't really the problem because You said like it wasn't really the problem, and even with the problem gone, it wouldn't be gone. That's what you said to me.
That means you would still
And
do the
you
same.
so right. And you so right. Yeah, because like how many times I get on, I'm like, this just in. Mitch did this because he doesn't go anywhere. Like he doesn't go anywhere, and he doesn't go anywhere because, to Coach's point, I always, not always, but like when things are relevant, I'm like, guys, it's relevant. And the thing that you don't like is what you see most of. Like, and he's not a good person. Like, you know, Coach has a shirt. It says, "I don't match energy, I sage it."
But you know what though?
That's like the best shirt. That's like the best shirt ever because that's really what you need to do when you have bad energy in your space. You don't gotta match it.
You know, it's not about bad energy. It's not about bad energy. You only know something is bad only when it's in you, and you can acknowledge it because you recognize it. Because to recognize it, it has to be in you, right? And it's because because what we recognize mostly is what's in us, but you fight what's in you, and so you fight what's in him, right? And so that's why we think it's bad because we fight that same thing. We mirror it. We see it in us. So we try to fight it so bad that when we see it in others, we fight them. But it's not them that's bad. It's the thing that's in us that's we don't like. In me.
And I think that's a part that we struggle with, right? Because we don't want to say, I'm getting what I'm reflecting, because we want to tell ourselves that we're doing good, but we're really not doing good. I'm tracking kids.
You know, there's a way, and I'm going to say this right here with all these witnesses. There's a way.
Yeah. All these witnesses.
All of them. A couple hundred people. There's a way for that cancer to be gone.
And that's what I want, man. Listen, we can say whatever we want, but like ultimately, y'all, if I didn't have to be on this journey, I wouldn't want to be.
There's a way.
I know I'm better than most, but like if I didn't have to be on this journey, I wouldn't want to be on it. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Like I don't care, worst enemy, best enemy, nothing. Like I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Like ain't nobody. Let me tell y'all right now, ain't no woman out there want to be out here bald.
Yeah.
No matter how good she look bald, she don't want to be bald. Like I know I could pull off a bald head, but I don't want to be in nobody's world bald. Y'all ain't gonna understand. The first year I was bald, some little girl was like, "What happened to your hair?" I said, "What happened to your eyebrows?" Don't do that. That's not a good response.
You know, Drew.
And then the second little girl was like, "What happened to your hair? What happened to your hair?" I said, "Where are parents?" And then she's like, "What happened to your hair?" I said, "I got cancer. You want it?" Don't do that either. Okay, that's not a good idea. You know? But yeah, nobody want to be out here bald on purpose.
You see what just happened?
Miss Erica says she's bald too.
You see what just happened?
No, what happened, Coach?
I told you there's a way that you don't have to have cancer, and you just completely went over that, and you went around it, and you danced around it, and you went to the little girl, and you went to your hair because you're not ready to get rid of it.
I want to be ready.
You're not ready to get rid of it. That's why you always claim it. You always say I have it, and it's incurable.
I don't ever say so, Coach. You gotta listen. You gotta give them the truth. I never say I have it. But I will say things like navigating life with incurable cancer.
Right, that's the same thing.
Okay.
That's the same damn thing.
Tomato, tomatoes. Okay, got it.
That's the same. There ain't no difference in that.
Okay. All right.
That's the same thing. I'm navigating life with cancer. Oh, I have cancer. What is the difference?
Well, one says I've claimed it. And the other one is like, I'm just learning to live this life with it. Every day I got to get up. I'm a student. I call myself a student, y'all. Like I'll say cancer patient, and then I'll like write over it and say student, because every day I'm learning to do this. Like every day I'm learning to be a mom. I'm learning to be ex-wife. I'm learning to be a dater. I'm just learning. Like, you know, also too, Coach, what I didn't tell you, because we haven't had the time to talk, but you know, on this journey, the new guy was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I was like, people think they can do this until they have to do it. Like, people think they can sign up to be like, I got you. I know you. Uh-huh. You can eat still. But then when you really got to take care of a person, you're like, this is real work. Like, this is like legitimate work. You know, my mom being here, you know, my mom, and you know, and Coach, you know, my mom is international, right? So she'll do whatever I ask her to do. But I try to like make it light for her too, because while she had me, she didn't sign up to take care of 42-year-old me. not a fashion either.
Do you see how you said, I'm trying to live life as an ex-wife,
Yeah.
as a mother,
Yeah.
as a patient? You are trying to live life as everything else but life itself.
So, okay, so Coach, school me on that a little bit.
I'm trying to, but you're not listening.
I'm trying to listen. So, school me on that a little bit. So, you said I'm doing everything but living life.
You know,
and it's funny because in my mind, I'm like doing everything. I'm doing everything in my power to live life. So, tell me more.
Stop trying.
First of all, y'all getting gems right now, so y'all need to tap the screen. And secondly, you're getting Coach for free. It's FYI. These are what my second life for real, in real life.
You see, hey, you all see how she don't listen?
And he used to talk about me all the time. He's like, look, I got this one client. She's so hot-headed.
Oh, she don't listen. I'm trying to tell her, but she won't get to me telling her. Cause she ain't ready yet, man.
Coach, I'm ready, man. Like, listen, it's funny when people tell you you're not ready and you're on this journey, you're like, damn.
Yeah, you're not ready.
I want to be ready. I want to be ready, man. I want to be
Imagine ready. Jesus asking you the question. Do you think, are you ready to be cancer-free? And you say, well, I'm trying to live life as a cancer-free patient. I'm trying to live life. But that's not what I asked you. That means you're not ready. Then if you go out of arms up, then you're not really ready. You know, you don't live life as anything. As nothing, I don't live life as a husband or a father. I just live life. I just experience life. And those roles happen naturally.
Because I think I asked you this before, though. Like, how long did it take you to get to a place where you were this woken, right? Like, because, for me, I'm like, if you want to say, like, I'm on my baby journey. Like, I'm just getting.
No, you're not. You're not a baby. You just choose not to believe. You don't have options in believing. It's either you believe or you don't believe. It's either you know or you don't know. There is no journey. We call it a journey because we resist the journey. We like for instance, I told you a long time ago, I said, stop saying that you have anything.
Yeah, you just said that.
And the journey is to stop saying it. But that's not a journey, that's a choice. But you see how hard that choice was to, and it's still a choice. It's still, you see how long that journey is now? It's been 2 years you've been saying the same thing.
Coach, you longer than that. I've been doing this since 2018, Coach.
Good, but I'm talking about like when I start telling you these things, you so you have been doing it for the past 2 to 3 years, and you still haven't stopped, and you realize the cancer hasn't stopped, and the drama hasn't stopped, and all these things hasn't stopped because you keep speaking about it, you keep giving it energy, you are giving it power, you are giving it life. You wake it up, you speak about it, you think about it, you feel it, you see it, you think it, you think it, you think it, you feel it, you think it, you think it, you feel it, you think it, you talk it, you talk it, you talk it, and you become stronger, and then become stronger. And I told you this last, I said, Julie, if you keep, because when there was a time where the evidence, when all the cancer stuff was kind of minimal. Remember?
And it was minimal because I had never had surgery until this July 6th.
All your cancer from the last when I stopped, when we split on coaching, you told me, Kirk, they ain't found no cancer.
Yeah, it was no evidence of disease. You're
right.
And
then when I saw you online talking about the same thing, I said, Julie, what did I say? I said, Julie, you are gonna bring. I said, Julie, you are gonna bring it back. I said, Julie, you are gonna bring it back. I said, Julie, you are gonna bring it back. You are gonna bring it back. I said, because you're giving it life. You are speaking about it all. I said, Julie, it's not done yet. Wait until it's done before you speak it, because you have to learn how to control your words with your karma. There's a way to speak without attachment to your words. But until you get to that point, that's the hardest place to get to.
Yeah.
You have to learn, because a lot of times...
Like, how are you doing it? Because for me, I don't want to speak on things as if I'm telling people what to do, because nobody knows the journey until you got to walk in the journey, right? Like, and I don't want to tell you guys what to do. And even though I'm doing hard stuff, people are either doing tough stuff, right? And while I know I have a story to tell and I want to be able to tell the story, it's how I tell that story that manifests what it is. And I took a break from my chemo meds, y'all, because I wanted to be normal, right? I didn't want to take medicine because I was like, normal. But then you fast forward 2 months and they're like, we're going to have to do emergent surgery. And like, girl, you shouldn't be there. You should be dead. Like, that's what they were saying, essentially. Like, I don't think y'all understand, like, the journey that I've been on. And again, I don't come on to anybody's lives to share a story to be like, woe is me, or to be like, look at me. It's like, this is real though, right? And to Coach's point, he's like, look, just y'all, you need to like pump your brakes, slow down, stop claiming it. Like, y'all see the discoloration in my forehead? Because I did whole brain radiation with proton therapy. And the only reason I see this forehead is when I actually cut my hair off. And they had said with whole brain radiation, I was going to have, they said first of all, I'm using my speech therapist, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, but they had said I was going to lose my hair. And I was like, I wasn't prepared for that because they tell you, but they don't tell you. You're not really prepared. So when she told me I would lose my hair with radiation, I was like, I did radiation down in this area and I lose no hair, so I'd be good, right? Y'all, I did my last round of radiation on Monday. By Wednesday, my hair was just coming out of my hands. I had a low cut. Already. I wasn't ready for it. So I called my barber and I was like, you're a guy. You know how you like women. Make me look good. I said, okay. And then as soon as he buzzed my hair like this, got my badass scar. I like to say that my scar, even though I can't see it. But then my forehead, you can see like the discoloration on my forehead. And I can tell you guys right now, ain't no woman in this world wants to get up on anybody's camera, go out in anybody's world, bald-headed. Even if they look good with a bald head. And I think I look pretty decent with a bald head.
Wait, Julie,
Yeah.
somebody's asking, how do you not resist it when it's your current reality? I understand, see yourself healthy, but easier said than done.
So you know what? That's a beautiful question, actually. So for me, guys, it really is about continuing to be the positive energy I want to feel in the world, right? Like I told you guys, like my coach's shirt, he's like, I don't match any of that sage it, but like I can listen. If you know the rules of engagement, you engage. Period. That's what it is. But then, secondly, when you know the rules of engagement, you commit to being you. So for me, I commit to being the energy I want to feel in the room. So that's what I do. So when you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it genuinely. I'm gonna answer it like I'm living the journey because I am on a journey, right? But I don't want to tell you what to do because, like, I don't have to deal with dialysis, right? Like, and I heard dialysis is really bad, right? And like you guys hear cancer and you're like, oh my God. But then when people are on dialysis, they're like, this is hard, right? So like, I recognize that I do hard stuff, but I also recognize that there's somebody getting up every day. I want you guys to understand this. There is somebody out there getting up every day, similar journey, and they're actually in pain, like every day. Like they open their eyes and they don't understand why their body hurts. Me? I don't do this journey in pain, okay? I want to tell y'all right now, I might have a slight headache, might have a little soreness in my boob, might be bald-headed, sore to the scalp, but I'm not in pain, okay? Like, I do this as a soul custodian. Thank you for Coach for that, because he's like, you need to picture what you want. I was like, I want to be soul custodian. Guess what? I'm soul custodian. You need to picture what you want. Guess what? Grounds of adultery. I want to be divorced on grounds of adultery. So somebody's right now in this position, doing what I'm doing, and they don't have custody of the case. Somebody's doing this shit right now, and they're not in a place where they're divorced, happily divorced, right? But that's not my story. So for me, when you ask me a question, I answer honestly. And the best time to ask questions is when somebody's in the space sometimes. And I know Coach is saying, like, no, you need to be able to tell your story and not be connected to the story. I'm still working on that, though. Like, if I'm being honest, I'm still working on that. But I think there's a connection that you guys want, right? And I say you guys want, because you want to know, like, this hurts, but you want to know, like, how much it hurts, right? Like, because you're not living it. So you want to be like, well, I guess I'm not doing that. I get it. Listen, I get it. But it's still got to be done. And I don't wish this on you. I don't wish this on you. I don't wish it on your worst enemy. I don't wish it on your friend. I don't wish this shit on anybody. But it got to be done. So user says my headache in pain for 2 weeks. Nah. So my head is in pain for 2 weeks. Listen, I'll tell you guys this too, and that's what you get from my channel. So you're getting some extra tea here on Coach's channel, but you should always be in a place where you advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Ain't nobody know your body better than you. Nobody knows your body better than you. And I know some of you guys will be like, but nobody in this world will know your body better than you. You heard Coach say, he said, look, it's not that I'm trying to be non-existent or whatever it is. He's like, look, I just don't think about sickness because I don't want to manifest it. But he's had years of training to be in a place where he's a guru. Okay, my kids are coming. Hey, Coco. See, I got kids, y'all. I got a choice. My 4-year-old. How old are you, Coco? 4. Thank you so much. No. You had an accident? That's fine. You can just put it right there. Can you make sure you tell Grandma you had an accident today, okay? And that's the note, right? For her. Where'd you get? Thank you. Where'd you get stung? Is that because you couldn't see it?
No, he got stung by a bee.
Oh, she got stung by a bee. What did you do?
I did got Mama.
Wait, Julie. Wait, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Here's the thing, right? The question.
Right now, Mommy's talking to Coach. So when you hear Mommy talking to Coach, what do you say? You ask Coach right there. You say hi.
Hi.
Or you're gonna go. We gotta go say hi to level first, okay?
Here's the thing, right? Jamisha, the question that you asked also, how do you not resist it when it's in your current reality? I think
I think that's a great question for you, Coach.
Yeah.
Like, because I would ask the same question. Like, how do you not resist it when it's in your own reality?
Because whatever is in your reality doesn't need resistance. Whatever is in your reality is already in your reality. To resist it, right? To resist it means that it's stronger. It gets stronger. See, whatever you give, if you resist cancer, cancer gets stronger. If you resist the star, the sky is blue, it gets bluer. If you resist the monkeys go stronger. If you resist whatever you resist goes stronger. Now, this is something that we have to do with understanding. You don't have to resist that same energy that you are fighting to resist something with. You can put the energy into something else that's opposite. So if I have to resist me being cancer or having cancer, I will put the energy into me feeling healthy, me seeing healthy, me realizing that I'm healthy, me understanding that cancer is only a mirror of a part of my mind. Cancer mirrors a place in my mind of what I'm drawing in my mind. So if I'm drawing something, remember I tell you, every thought has an image. It has a drawing. You have to erase that image and see something else. So you have to place a new image in that reality. And yes, you accept, it's not about, in this case, yes, you accept that they say I have cancer. But I also have to accept that I am what I want to be. Right? I have to accept, so I have to accept the fact that the truth is the truth. What is the truth? The truth is I believe in health. That's what I believe. I believe in health. Cancer is something that comes when I lack my belief in health, right? And here's our problem, right? Here's our biggest problem. Here's something that we don't understand. It's something that we have to put in perspective. Here's our biggest issue. You manifest wealth. You manifest money, right? You ask God for money. The next day, you see a dime on the ground and you don't pick it up. Because why? You assume that what you ask the universe for, it has to be bigger. The only thing about the universe don't know a size. Because compared to the universe, what is big, right? Even though the universe is infinite, what is big? And so when you see 10 cents, you say, that ain't mine. When I see 10 cents, I am grateful and I pick it up. Because my wife be like, you really picking it up? Yes, I'm picking it up. That means something is, because why did my eye go on that? Why at that moment my eye went there? Because something said, hey, look down. I'm still here. I ain't done with you yet. I'm still here. I got you. I'm still building it for you. So I pick it up and say, oh, I'm so grateful. In that gratitude experience, I am creating more of what I want to come. Now, here's the thing. When I see 10 cents, and I see $1,000, it's the same experience. When you see a coal and when you see cancer, you think one is bigger.
Make
And,
sense.
and when you think something is bigger, you give it more power. You resist it more. But if you had something like a little, a little hurt, pain in your back or a cold, you won't resist it that much because you realize it's a small thing. But if you see it so big, then it's gonna always be bigger than you. And so the universe don't have a big or small or a right or a wrong. So we have to condition our minds that it's not about resisting because you think it's big, so you think that it's gonna be hard. Man, this is gonna be, man, this is, oh my God, this is gonna be. And so you're not believing it. Number one, your belief is cut off because you think it's big.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man.
We have to learn how to see things as just things. Just see things as just things. And then when we go towards that thing, we have to have the faith that's bigger than the thing. Right now, that thing is bigger than your faith. And I think that's why you can't fight it. You can't shift it.
That's right.
But check this out, right? I'm going to give you a challenge.
Give me the challenge. Oh, he put on his glasses again, seriously.
I'm going to give you a challenge.
What's
It's
this?
going to be the most hardest challenge in your life.
What's this for the
Okay.
donuts?
You ready for the challenge?
I'm ready. I know what you're talking about.
It's all, like somebody said, it's all the same principle. Here's the challenge. Now, Julie, if you were healthy,
I was healthy.
if everything in your life was going as you were, if everything in your life was going as you wanted to go,
Okay.
if everything was flourishing,
Okay.
if everything was abundant, and if your health was healthy, how do you think you would feel?
I feel amazing.
You feel amazing? How? How would you feel?
Untouchable.
How would you feel?
I feel untouchable. I feel great. I feel amazing. I think I would feel like abundant, if that makes sense. Like I would feel full.
And how do you feel now?
Like right in the middle. It's like and not high, not low. It's just
Like lukewarm?
yeah, lukewarm.
That
That's
don't.
a good color.
That doesn't work. That keeps you in the same place. That means your room temperature. If you are room temperature, you are matching the room's temperature. If you match the room temperature, it stays the same. Nothing needs to change.
Okay.
Right? And then you see, we must realize that as we get these things and as you get all these things happen to us, as we see these things, and like somebody asks, how do you resist the reality? You can't resist the reality. What you have to do, you have to create another reality. Stop worrying about trying to resist this one. Create another one. And the only place to create a reality is in your mind. It's in your imagination. That's where your realities are. In your imagination. There is no reality outside of your imagination. There is nothing outside of your imagination. How you perceive things, how you see things, how you do things. And so you have to understand that right now, you look at it. You remember my favorite quote? Well, one of my favorite quotes, but one of the quotes that would match this. If you look at a man for where he is, he stays that way and he becomes worse.
What?
Not right now.
Right?
Grandma.
If you look at a man for where he is, he remains that way and he becomes worse. But if you look at a man for where he could be, he becomes the man what he should be. And something that when you look at yourself for where you are, your room temperature, you get worse. Because that's what you are seeing. And whatever you see is what you feel.
That's what happened too, because Coach, I had said to myself, like, on this journey, this is by far like this would be my rock bottom. Like on this entire journey from 2018 diagnosis to now, I always had my eyes. Like I always could look out and see like normal. But like now when I look out, I don't see like normal. So like I'm like, I just want my eyes. I just want my eyes fixed. I just want and I want to be back to normal. But like to your point, we have the power within us to.
Christ said to drop everything and follow me.
What'd you say?
Christ said to drop everything and follow me.
Yeah.
He said, if you want eternal life, you have to drop everything and follow him, right? It means that you have to drop everything and follow him, right? It means if you want to be saved, you have to
Yeah.
drop everything and follow me. And what that means in this context is this right here. A lot of times you don't want to drop shit because you want to still talk about what you want to talk about, do the things that you was doing, be in the same drama, be in the same conversations, having the same people in your minds and your thoughts and your emotions, and you can't you have to drop that and follow a new reality because the reality that you want that can't be in it. Those conversations can't be in it. Those people can't be in it. Those thoughts can't be in it. Those feelings can. So if you want this, you have to drop everything. You see,
Good one.
do you remember when that person, hey, how do you get eternal life? Well, you have to drop every single thing. You have to learn to be to follow me, and that me is the health, wealth, uh, what fits, shape. I don't care what it is. Whatever that me follow me is following exactly the route to get to where you want. We use Jesus because isn't it? He's the one in the Bible says, "Follow me." But me is whatever you desire. Me is your goal. So if health is your goal, you can't keep talking about the disease because it's in two different realities.
Yeah.
You can't talk about how somebody pissed you off because it's not in that reality anymore. So you have to drop everything, and you know what? You have to drop it now. Drop it. If you can't drop it, you're gonna take it to everywhere you go, everywhere. So even if you knock on the door, if you knock on it, it shall not be open because you are taking too much things. You are taking too much things with you. You can't bring that.
Mm.
You can't bring that there. So this is where the challenge comes in. Are you ready to drop everything? You see, like, see, you know, do you remember when Christ told that rich young ruler? He said, I was reading this the other night. I think it was Matthew 17, John 17. Or I think it's John, I don't know, one of them.
I don't know my Bible like
When
that, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
when
What did it say? What did it say?
when the rich, and I say this all the time, when the rich young ruler asks, "Hey Jesus, how do I get eternal life?" Jesus say, "Well, you know what he said, you know what the writings say. He says, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt honor your mother and your father." And the rich young ruler said, "But I have done all those things since my youth." But Christ said, "Well, one thing you haven't done, one thing you lack." He said, "What? Well, what is it?" He says, "Take all your riches, sell it, sell it, and give your money to the poor." And he walked away a little disappointed because you have to learn to give everything up. You have to learn to give everything. So when I just ask you, are you ready to leave everything behind and follow me? The look on your face is the same look that the rich young ruler had. Because now he had to give away all this money that he has worked hard for. See, you have been living with that for a long time, so that becomes your treasure.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize it's your treasure. See, the things that we be living with, whether bad or good, becomes our treasure. Because we think that it becomes our identity. It's your treasure.
It's funny that too, because you hear me say all the time when I lead, I'm like, it's about myself, right? Like, people like when I get in. I say people like, but I think there's a level of appreciation that my life has when I go this just in and we talk about it,
Right.
because they're like, who is Mitch? Mitch is the man that acts like a bitch, and they're like, that's funny, ha ha ha,
Yeah.
right? But to your point, you're like, look, you gotta give all that shit up, like, because you can't talk about health and not be about health.
Right.
And I'm like, oh damn,
Right.
that's like,
Right.
because for me, I feel like I am talking about health when I say I'm not here trying to tell you what to do, because we're all doing it, right? But to Nikki's point is that it's about trust and faith. And I like, for those of you guys who are here for the first time on Coach's Live and meeting me for the first time, I just want you to know, like, I don't consider myself to be religious, but I do consider myself to be spiritually sound. There's no way that I've been on this journey as long as I've been on this journey, still here breathing with you, and I did it by myself. I know I didn't do it by myself. You want to call him Buddha, Allah, Inshallah, whatever. But I know I didn't do it by myself. So I don't consider myself to be religious, but I'm spiritual. But I consider myself to be very spiritual. Like I believe in a higher power than myself. And I ain't doing it by myself. But you heard Coach. He's like, look, you need to figure out how to internalize this shit.
You have to
Yeah.
leave. You have to leave everything behind and follow health. That means you have to feel it, think it, speak it, experience it, act like it's done, act like you're already healed, act like it's already done, act like it's already happened. That's how you feel and see it. You know, I mean, that's how to do it. But until we do that, because that has become your again, whatever we carry so much for so long, we think that it's stuck with us. For some, you know, we sometimes we be holding on to an attitude or this energy for so long that we think it's who we are, and it's not who we are. It's never who we are. It's not going to be who we are. But until you stop thinking that way, feeling that way, then it won't
It's
be a
not
part of
all
you anymore. So the question is, are you ready to believe everything and follow me? Right. See, if you were ready, you would have hell yeah. You see how that wasn't a hell yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't hell yeah. It was
Right.
like let me think about it.
So then you're not ready. And that's okay. It's you.
I want to be the coach. Right? I want
You want to be what? Ready?
I really,
You want to be what?
I want to be done.
Well, look, I just asked you if you was ready. You said nah.
Because it's like, if I say I'm done, what does that actually mean? I mean, you're done, right? Like you ain't got no. So like, if it's almost like this, coach. Like you put yourself in a position to you brand yourself as Julie, the woman that lives with, and then or navigates life, and then you say I'm done, and then it's like now what, right? Like, and I don't say that to be like flippant or inquisitive. I just say that because it's a real life question. Like, if I say I'm ready to be done, well, what am I done with? One, and then two, what is my identity now?
Ah. Listen.
I don't expect it to be no easy life. Like you know, my brain be thick. Listen, my brain be braining. Okay, I don't care how discolored it is. My brain be braining. Okay.
I just had a talk.
Asking all the right questions too.
I had a talk with someone just recently.
Okay, you did. Okay.
And many people have the same idea that you have. Many people have the same feeling that you have. To be honest with you, many people have the same feeling. Here's the thing that people think. Here's the thing that we have to understand. Until you are ready to give up your belief system, you will never find freedom.
I say that all the time. Coach, you hear me say that all the time in my life. I'll be like, look, unless you find a reason to go, you gonna stay?
No, that's not even what I'm talking about. That's not even what it is.
What? Tell me.
Until you're ready to give up all your belief systems. Because for some reason, these belief systems become our identity.
Yeah.
These belief systems we have become attached to. Even you having cancer. And you just ask, how do I rebrand myself? Why do you brand yourself with that anyways?
Let's draw myself, right? Like, when you come in my life and you're like, watch you bald, right? And you read Navigating Life.
Because you like it. It's addictive. That identity, like you said, sells.
Okay.
You got.
So, Coach, how would you? So then, let me ask a question. How would you brand me?
How would you brand me?
Me right now? Okay, so based on everything you said, I would say.
No. How would you brand me? How would you brand me?
You?
Yeah. How would you brand me?
You listen. You the coolest cat out there. Like you is the coolest namaste.
How do you think I brand?
I said that from day one. I was like, the reason I employed you is because you were like down to earth. You were still woke, but you were down to earth. You were woke, and then you also weren't in a place where you're trying to impose yourself on me. And I was super important because I don't do imposition well. Like,
Judy, I know damn well.
And you also were from the islands too, so like I love the fact that you were brown and I could support another brown person. And then you were from the islands too, like you were from the Virgin Islands, so like that was a plus. Like that was because anything Virgin Islands I'm for. Like say less, anything Virgin Islands I'm for. You know what I mean? So being able to thank you so much for the gift, guys. But anytime I could like support that, that's what I wanted to do. But like you were the coolest black monk ever. Like so like you weren't like, you know what I mean? Because it's like you don't really curse, and I curse, right? So y'all know I curse. If y'all aren't here for the first time, I curse. But Coach doesn't really curse. He might say like shit or something like that, but he doesn't really curse like hardcore. But he's gonna tell you what you don't want to hear, which is what I need. I need people in my circle who are going to be like, Peppa, shut up. This is what you're really saying, right? Because I just want real people around me. And like I said to you, like, he's always been telling me the truth. He's always been telling me the hard stuff. And I'm like, I'm still trying to navigate it, y'all. Like, even now, like, even when I get in my lives and he shows up from time to time, I'll tell him, like, follow him, watch his content, blah, blah, blah. And I always say, like, Coach can tell you what he's telling you because he's lived this life. He, like, was a legitimate douchebag. But he doesn't claim douchebagism, but he was a legitimate douchebag.
But Julie, how do you think I brand myself?
I think you brand yourself as a black man. Like, I think you brand yourself as a black man, as a coach.
I'm brand myself open.
But I don't think you brand yourself in negativity. I don't think you ever come across like, oh, by the way, blah, 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 right? Like, you're just like, look, this is what I do. I'm going to be honest. I'm a real human being, right? Like, I think that's how you brand yourself. So,
how about you brand yourself as the healed woman?
Damn.
That's boring, ain't it? Ain't that boring though?
Well, why's she bald?
Because healed don't have a look.
Why she got a burnt forehead?
Healed don't
I know
have
y'all
a look.
looking at me right now. You're like, she got a burnt forehead.
See,
What's going on with her forehead?
healed is not on the outside; it's on the inside.
Okay, so that's fair too. Lisa says he really cares, and I think Coach is brand himself like he really cares.
Thank you, Lisa.
I would appreciate that.
Thank you. But healed don't have a look.
I agree, man.
There is no look. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, tell me.
What does a monk look like?
Not you. That's why. Listen, that's why I like you too, because you didn't. Because I was expecting you to be like, Namaste, peace be with you, my brother and sister. And that's not what you gave me. You're like, girl, you like this shit. Like,
but listen.
I was like, no, not me. I don't like this. And you're like, yes, you like it.
Stop branding yourself. Stop branding yourself. You don't have to brand yourself anymore. You don't have to brand yourself anymore.
Okay.
It's over.
I got
you. You ain't got to talk about cancer anymore.
Okay.
Listen,
when I get into my lives, and I know you guys are live with me now, whatever, but when I get into my lives, I'm gonna really try to be in a position where I'm not doing that. Like, I really, because I thought I was doing myself a service when I said navigating life with incurable cancer, but you're like, every time you bring it up, you're manifesting.
Your brain sees it. Every time you bring it up, your brain shifted. You might only see yourself as bald because you see your imperfection. Indeed, Miranda. But a lot of times, man, listen, I had to learn this. I remember when I began to
Be woke?
deal. I'm not woke. I remember when I began to deal in abundance.
Okay, deal in abundance. I like that.
Yeah.
When I began to deal in abundance.
Yeah, when I began to understand that my identity was not a poor or man in poverty. I was not, and I had to change everything. I had to say, okay, listen, if I want abundance, if I want wealth, I had to deny everything. I had to leave everything and follow wealth. And so for weeks and weeks and weeks, all information that I listened to or I picked up or I spoke of was wealth. That's all I did. I felt it, I thought it, I saw it, I imagined it, I spoke about it, I listened to it. Everybody I spoke, it was just people surrounding me in that frequency. And when it hit, one day I was like, oh, this makes sense, because it became a natural experience. It became a natural feeling. But at first, it was very awkward because I felt judged. I felt guilty. I spent all my money. I did the wrong things. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done this. Oh, I should have been saving. Because all that stuff would hit you, right? All that stuff. But one day it clicked. Hold on. What's done is done. And so when I began to see myself in that energy, I promise you, it ain't turned off yet. And wealth began to build.
Wow.
Julie, let me tell you.
That's what I want.
Can I tell you a secret?
Start to build.
Listen, when I learned to do health,
Yeah.
I remember one day I was like, how do I do this? How do I? And I remember my first time was with my foot, is when I practiced, with my own broken foot.
Yeah.
And every day I felt it. Even when the memory comes of me broken my foot, I switch the memory. I felt it. Because, there's something that you have to learn. It's to remember the future.
Remember the future. And for me, like, I feel like there's a level of tetheredness that I have in my children being here, right? Because I have an 8-year-old, in case you guys didn't know it, because some of y'all are like, what? I have an 8-year-old son, I have a 4-year-old son, I have a 4-year-old daughter. So I have twins who are 4, and I have an 8-year-old. And I feel like there's a level of tetheredness that I have to them being here, but I also associate with Mitch. So I'll be like, well, I don't want Mitch to be the one raising me, right? So Coach, I hear you, man. I really do.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
What did I say?
Say it again.
I said, you have to remember the future.
I gotta remember the future.
Do you know what it means?
I thought you were talking about my kids. You're not talking about kids.
No,
My kids
not your kids, not your family. Remember your future means stop remembering your past and imagine your future and remembering that what you imagine every single day. You see, we are so used to remembering the past, and so therefore we become to be identified with our past. And we begin to stay in the same space as the past was. So when we understand you have to remember your future, it means to imagine the future in your mind. Imagine you are at that space. Imagine that you are doing what you are doing. Imagine that you are in this health, in this power. Imagine yourself running and playing with your kids. Imagine this right here. And then when you created that, that's a reality. Now remember the future. Always remember it. Always. Because you can remember you always being sick. Or you can remember a new memory by remembering something that you want to experience. And so therefore, when you keep remembering the future instead of the past, it takes you to your memory. Remember, your mind does not know what is real and what is not real.
Gotcha.
It doesn't know. And so if you can remember the future every single day, one day it clicks. Oh, shoot! I am in that space. When you become in that space, you are telling the mind will create the future in your reality, presently. That's what happens. So the thing that you have to learn is to remember the future. Now, again, it's not as stimulating as having the bad stories and having the sad stories and having the sick stories. Yeah, it's not fun. I mean, it's not fun because you can't you can't talk about it and you can't.
I call Mitch's name. We can't say Mitch no more, right? I get you. I'm talking.
Yeah, right. And because I told you this before, I said that man is not the problem. That man is not toxic. Because that man cannot create in you things that he can't create it in me. And only your emotions and your response to Mitch is toxic. Your response and your emotions. And so when you understand that, you realize, let me stop talking about him and focus on my reaction and my feelings. But instead, you talk about him, and that he does this, and he does, and of course, it's gonna keep having you reacting. So you go, and so that's your reaction. Imagine that continuously. Your energy is weakened. When your energy is weakened, your immune system is weakened. When that is weakened, you pick up anything, and you keep it.
So Carolina asked, can we do that with relationships? Are women speaking failure in their lives?
Everybody speak failure in their own lives every day because they was taught that way. They wasn't taught how to speak the things that they want to speak in their life. People are choosing their life and complaining about it. We all do it. I just learned to now being aware of my thoughts and my feelings. And so I create what I want to create.
He asked if you're a preacher. Sometimes you can be. Sometimes you can be a real preacher.
No.
Anything that's not applicable, right? Because, and somebody asked, like, what was your name in the live, the Black Monk coach, but for all intents and purposes, like, you're not saying, I don't think you're saying anything that's incorrect, and I think what people struggle with is, like, well, this is my reality. How do I just ignore my reality? Because this is my reality. The reality of it is I am bald. I do have a big discoloration on my forehead. I do live with incurable cancer.
Somebody said that we're gonna.
And I know, Coach, you said, like, stop, but again, that's what people are struggling with because they're like, the reality is what the reality is. They just resected a fucking tumor on my brain. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
I didn't make that up. Like my eyes don't work the same. I ain't making that up. So how do you continue to build on the positive and build on health when
You wasn't there the other day when I was fixing my own eyes. Wait, somebody said I was somebody said I was gonna troll, but I like your smile.
yeah, somebody says he's my preacher.
But thank you for not trolling. So listen, how did I fix my broken foot? Right?
No, I missed it. I missed it. What, I wasn't in that live coach. So how did you fix your broken foot?
Oh, my eyesight that I've changed a bit. How
Are you
did
still
I?
wearing glasses for?
Yeah. I'm still wearing glasses because it's not there to that perfect. It improved when I went to get checked up. It actually improved, but it's very boring, so I stopped. Right?
Okay, so tell me.
But when I saw the improvement, because as you get older, your eyes get worse.
They do.
But when I went to my last checkup, my eyes, improved. So I was like, that's how you do it. And so I was like, no, I know. It works. Okay, then put my glasses on. I just wanted to prove a point to myself. Um, what just happened? Oh, so there's nothing that you have to stay with.
Okay.
There's nothing that is, comes with age. It's just a belief system. And whatever you believe is going to bring whatever you believe into you, right? Nothing comes with age. But a belief system will actually mess with you because you believe that's what comes with age. Your eyesight. I remember one day, like I remember after I had fixed my foot, when I had broken my foot, when my foot was leaning on the side, I remember at that point I was already learning how to do these things.
Okay.
And so in about a month and a half, 2 months, I was already back to the gym. And doctors was like, hey, where is your boots? I'm like, I'm not wearing a boot anymore. Why not? You should be in a boot for the next 6 months. I don't want to be in a boot. I was in the gym and I went to deadlift again after 2 months, after I broken it, after I had 7 screws and a big old plate in my foot. I went to deadlift. I was deadlifting 405 pounds and I broke it again. Right? So they kind of punished me a bit because I was in the military and you broke in military equipment. So I got a little punished. And in 2 weeks' time, I was back running, sprinting. Right? And everybody's like, how are you doing this? Because doctors are like, you should be checking up on me. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want no more checkups. My foot is back to normal. I'm wearing shoes. I'm running. I'm back in the gym. I don't need no more help. And so they never understood me. So when I went back to work, somebody said, if you can do that, why are you still wearing glasses? I said, that's a damn good question. I said, hold on now. I said, hold on. That makes sense. So what happened now? I went home that same night puzzled. This makes sense. And I began to do it to my eyes. I did to my foot. And in like a month or two was my next eye exam. And I had the same prescription for like 7 years. And I was supposed to get eye surgery because I was in the military and I was supposed to get that free eye, what do you call it? That
LASIK surgery?
Yeah, because I was in the military and I was a soldier and so he spoke to me for the 30 minutes with LASIK surgery. He said, I'm looking at your records and you're a perfect fit for this surgery because your eyes been in the same pretty much for the past 7 years. So after he done talking to me, I signed documents. He said, take this back to your commander. I said, okay, cool. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. He checked my eyes and he's like,
Good job,
wait a minute. Checked it again. Checked my glasses. He called the other the optometrist in the room. He said, hey, can you check his eyes? I think maybe I'm mistaken something. So I started to laugh because I caught on. I said, sir, let me guess. My eyes improved? He said, yeah, but I think it's a mistake. I said, it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. It improved. He said, no. I don't think so because you're getting older. I said, it improved. I said, do you know the power of the subconscious mind? He said, what? I said, never mind. And that's when I realized, oh, shoot, it worked on my eyes. So I'm like, oh, huh.
You should type that in chat. The power of the subconscious mind.
Yeah. That's a real thing for real. And so when I learned that technique, man, my pains in my body, I have none. Everything that's wrong, I fixed it myself. Because I realized, drop everything and follow me. Nothing else exists in my reality but healing.
But it's funny, like you've been saying a lot of things you've been saying here, Coach, and you have one of your subscribers and or one of your followers in Edwin, and I'm like, Edwin, are you ready to drop everything and follow? Like, is that what you're ready to do? Because we're talking some real shit. I get it, man. I I get what you're saying. I'm connecting.
Let me show you.
I'm not a warrior. I'm not a fighter because I don't want to be in a disconnect with my body, right? So I never call myself a breast cancer warrior, breast cancer fighter, none of that. I'm like, look, I'm just here. I don't want to be brought up. Well, I think you have to selectively.
See this right here? I read these kind of books.
What, Coach? Can you flip you back to big? So, because I can't read what it says. What's the name of that book? You're 62? I'm 42. If I could only make it. So it says the saliva mind?
Silver mind control method.
Oh, control method. The saliva mind control method.
The silver mind control, silver. And then
Oh,
books, yeah, books like instant healing, like what Miranda spoke of.
Actually, backwards, you know.
See this right here? Instant healing. And books like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, books like, yeah, I have a whole bunch of books up there, by the way.
I would say put those two back up again so I could do a screenshot.
This right here, breaking the habit of
that one. I
being
screenshotted
yourself,
that one.
right? This right here,
Yeah, I got that one. I screenshotted that one. Oh, the other one though? Okay, I screenshot that one too because it's backwards, but I'm gonna do some investigation. See if I can get him. Yeah.
it's doing.
You actually read the books. You don't. So you don't do like audiobooks.
No, I can't do audiobooks. I have to see it because it takes me a while to read because I'm a very slow reader. So when I'm reading, I take breaks and I practice. So as I read, I'm not like people. If I read a book, it's for something. So when I read, I'm literally taking breaks, focus, practice, practice, practice. Got it. Read a little bit, focus, practice, practice. You know what I'm saying?
Inner Dynasty just said, I remembered you. I think I remembered you from Savannah. I'm from Savannah. Yeah. Born and raised from the Virgin Islands, Savannah. So if you say Savannah, I'm from me. That's where I'm from. It's me. She's me.
See this right here?
What other book is? Coach, you gotta put your thing back again so I could screenshot you again. Cause you have me in the big screen.
Okay.
Okay, I screenshot this. I think I got this one.
You see how thick this one is though?
I want a big one. That's how they go. That's like a textbook.
And so what I've done over the years, and I got the
Lord, I appreciate you, man.
what I have done over the past years, like Miranda brought this one up, the body keeps score.
The body keeps score. I believe that. So that's one of the things they had said when they did when I had to do brain radiation, the whole brain radiation that's going around. They were like, your brain isn't like the rest of your body. So when you put radiation therapy on it again, it's like the brain remembers how much you gave it before.
Yeah. Now here is a couple books that is very short to read, but it makes so much damn sense. I don't know. Okay, Judy, you have heard me say something, but you don't know where it's coming from.
Okay, tell me.
You remember when I say day by day, in every single way?
Yeah.
This is from this book, the Cool Method.
Okay, I just screenshots like again.
This is all about the mind. So every book.
You're the one that told me about the power of now, right? Eckhart Tolle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just first of all, that's a long book. And he is daunting. But it's a good book. It's a good book though. It is a good book though. I definitely got
this right here.
Screenshotting this one here too.
Psycho-Cybernetics.
Psycho-Cybernetics. Okay.
This so these books is how I was able to think outside the box. Right?
Okay.
To go outside the box. Because people teach us what they experience. People teach you what they have experienced. People teach you that it's okay to be sick. So it's okay to be broke. It's okay to be sad or angry. It's okay to waste energy and leak it. It's okay to.
You heard what it said, Coach? It said, "Blessed, nice to see you. Greatness attracts greatness," and it says, "Monk attracting all of us island folks."
Hey, thank you, Edwin. Hey, thank you, man. But so when I read these books, and as I'm reading these books, I practice these things. I remember when I started to practice the Silver method. That's a whole different type of mind stuff.
So listen, y'all. All my kids are coming home now, so this is my This is my biggest one. And he has alopecia, so he's bald, not because he has cancer, but he has alopecia. And thank you, Bubba. So did you make sure you go? What you said? What? I know course is tomorrow. I'll get you there. So did you make sure you go say hi to grandma downstairs?
I gotta get off of here, man, because my daughter been home. Leah. Hey, let me get off of here, okay? Because my daughter been home for a while, and I ain't even.
Wait, listen. You know where to find me, man.
Huh?
Listen, Edwin. Thank you so much for tapping in. Coach, I appreciate you for bringing me up.
Definitely.
God, I'm bald again. It is what it is. I'm going to continue to work on my mind. And you guys, Coach was giving you guys gems today, so hopefully you were listening to him. I'm still learning me. I took all them screenshots. I'm going to try to see if I get this book. Because he never recommended a book that wasn't a good book. But anyway, Coach, I appreciate you having me up. I'm going to let you go do what you need to do.
Hey, listen.
My kids are here.
When you are ready to drop everything and follow, you be ready. But until then, you can say, you can do, you can.
I'm in the same space.
You're in the same space.
But I appreciate you talking to me. Look, let me put in my plug again because I need beads and I need you to do energy and send them to me because I know you're in the States now. So don't forget that. All right?
All right.
Okay, y'all. Coach, thanks again for having me up.
Y'all be blessed, man.
I appreciate you. I'm here. I'll see you guys when I see you guys.
Y'all be blessed.
Like I say all the time, best thing you do is walk yourself